Welcome back to the Taame Hamikra course. On this video, we're going to focus on enunciation and grammar. Learning how to read and to enunciate properly is essential when you're reading the Torah. It's very, very important, especially if you're reading for the Kahal. Now, if you don't know how to read Hebrew yet, then this course is not yet for you. You're going to have to learn how to read first and then afterwards come back here. A couple of the things that I want to review with you is the kamatz and the sheva. Let's change this to this is good. Let's say this represents a word. And here's your sheva, and here's your kamatz. Okay, this could be any word, it doesn't matter. So there's two types of shivas. There's sheva na and sheva nah. The sheva na, and we don't have to refer to it all the time as sheva na, but I want you to know the name. The sheva na is the one that is said. In other words, it has a short sound, short sound. And the sheva nah is silent. You obviously don't say it when you come to it. So in this case, as we're going to learn soon, this is your sheva nah. This is the one that is not silent, the one that you say. Now, you have tikkunim, or you have a tikkun that you can buy, and it has the sheva is bolded, and the kamatz is bolded. So if let's say you have a sheva like this, then the sheva that is said, they bold it for you. Or if you have a kamatz, then they have a kamatz like this. And you know which one it is. So this kamatz, we didn't talk about the kamatz yet, but this kamatz is o, and this kamatz is a. And then this sheva is not said, and this sheva is said. So in other words, this one is silent, and this one is not silent. Okay, hopefully that wasn't too confusing for you. But things become much more apparent as we're getting into it. And if you know this stuff, then obviously it's a review. What is a tikkun? A tikkun, let me show you what it looks like. I've never seen one of these. The tikkun has two sides, two columns to it. Each page has two columns. It has the reading of the Torah on one side with all of the ta'amim on this side, on the right side. And then on the left side, it has nothing, right? So it's just the words exactly as it appears in the Torah. And hopefully you will have a Torah that you're going to read that's metukan, the way it is over here. So it starts off with Bereshit over here. This is the beginning of the Torah, Bereshit. It starts off with Bereshit over here. And then the last word would be et haaretz. And then the last word on the bottom of the page would be, let's see, lemina. And you don't see it over here, but in a lot of these tikkunim, it's lemina. Ve'eta behema lemina. So the way this works is, you would practice on the right-hand side. Sorry about that. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz ve'haaretz hayeta tohu babohu v'choshech al pnei tehom ברוח אלוהים מרחפת על פני המים. And then you would go on this side and review it. So once you've already read this several times, you switch over to this side, your brain hopefully will recognize this and will be able to reproduce it. That's a tikkun. Okay, I just wanted to give you a general understanding of what a tikkun is. We obviously don't need that now. Well, we will now continue with the rules of the sheva, which are very, very important. Again, if you get your tikkun and you rely on it completely, that's fine. That's okay. But I believe that you should learn how to say the sheva, or at least learn the rules of the sheva, all on your own. Because there are sidurim that you're going to pick up that may not be bolded. So let's take a look at the Shema itself. And we're looking at the first paragraph, Ve'ahavta. Again, knowing how to read and knowing how to accentuate is very, very important. It's key. It's extremely important. I'm going to change colors here to red. Okay. Did you know that every single taam is an accent mark? This is an accent mark. This is an accent mark. This is an accent mark. Oh, you're repeating yourself. This is an accent mark. This is an accent mark. This is not an accent mark because it's at the end of the pasuk. This is an accent mark. Israel, is this an accent mark? What do you think? Yes, it is. Is this an accent mark? Yes, it is. The accent mark is going to help guide you to enunciate the word properly and to pronounce, better said, the word properly, not enunciate, to pronounce the word properly. Where are you going to accentuate that word? Here, what do we hear people saying many, many times? What's this word? Say it out loud. A lot of people say ve'ahavta, and it's not ve'ahavta. It is not ve'ahavta. What is it? Well, knowing what you know already, that this is an accent mark and this is an accent mark, it's ve'ahavta. 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 Okay, what about this word? What do you think? Excuse me, with the throat clearing. I was sick not too long ago. So this over here, even though it may feel or sound counterintuitive, it's leva vecha. Leva, look at the line, vecha. Cha, at the end, not leva vecha. There's another word that is leva vecha. Is it here? Here. Let's look and compare. Remember I said short e and long e? Okay, this is short e. This is long e. This is leva vecha. Leva vecha. Here, you can't see what I'm looking at, obviously. This one, leva vecha. This one is leva vecha. It's a long e. Leva vecha. Leva vecha. Ve. E. Okay? Leva vecha. Leva vecha. Very important. Very, very important, my friends. Very important. I can't overstress it enough, and you're going to hear it as we learn throughout the Shema itself. Sorry about that again. Okay, let's start with the rules of the Sheva. So we learned already that every single mark, every ta'am, is an accent mark, even though it feels counterintuitive. Sometimes you're going to fight yourself and say, no, it can't be that way, because I've been saying it a certain way all my life, or for X amount of years. Don't worry. This is a proper way of reading. These accent marks are here to help guide you. There's no getting lost with how you should say it. Okay, so let's start with the Sheva. The first rule is, and I'm going to throw up these rules when we're done here. The first rule is, number one, when the Sheva is at the beginning of a word, it is said. Ve'ahavta, short e sound. Remember, always short. The Sheva is nothing but short e. Ve'ahavta. Let's look at another word. Leva vecha. Le. Leva vecha. Ve'ahavta. Ve. Here's another one. It's full. The Shema is full of these. The Shevas with the short sound. Leva vecha. Le. Here, the next word. Ve shinantam. Not v. Ve shinantam. Levanecha. Vedibarta. Vedibarta bam. Beshivtecha. So if it's at the beginning of the word, it's going to be said. Sorry. I went too far in this video to have to re-record it and not clear my throat. All right, let's erase this. That's the first rule. The second rule, okay, is that when they come together, when the Shevas come together, one after the other, the first one is silent and the second one is said. Let's look at this one. Beshiv techa. You see how this one is bolded? They're indicating to you that this one is said. The other one, the smaller one, is silent. Beshiftecha. Look at this word. How do you say it? Uvshoch becha. Look at the kamatz. The kamatz is bolder than the other kamatz. See that kamatz? And see that kamatz? You're going to see this one is bolder than this one, because it's indicating to you that it's an O sound. Here, this is not an O sound, O. This one is, it's bolder. This one is bolder. So, that was two mixed together. I took the opportunity there. But when you have the Sheva repeated like this, one after the other, the first one is silent, and the second one is said. Well, let's look at the third indicator. If you have a dot, now you know what these dots are for. It actually has several functions. Here, even though it's at the beginning of the word, let's give that example. If you have a dot and the Sheva underneath, it's short sound, short sound. Look at this. So this is bechol, not bechal, bechol. This is an O. Okay. Let's look at this one. There's none of the rules that we stated before, but it has a dot inside of it. Metzavecha, metzavecha. And the letter itself, some people get this confused and they say metzur, and they can't say it because it's not a shuruk, it's a vav, metzavecha. And the vav itself gets accentuated and it becomes stronger. So instead of metzavecha, it's metzavecha. It's subtle. It's subtle, but you should know that it exists. Okay? So a dot in the middle of the letter gives you the short sound, and the line before the Sheva gives you, see the line? Do you see the line over here? Okay? That also gives you the short sound. Levavecha, levavecha, leva, because you're dragging and you're accentuating the va, obviously the vowel, not the vet, not the consonant. But this becomes a short sound because of the line and because of the dot. So if you have a dot in the middle of the word, of the letter, your Sheva is said. It's Sheva na. If you have a line before the Sheva, most of the time, there are rules that break it. Don't worry about them now. It becomes an sound, short sound. What is the Sheva? Is it a long Never. Never long never. It's a short sound, always short sound. The long is the segol, 3 dots, 1, 2, 3, segol. Sheva is always a short segol is a long Okay. Number 4. Now we're going to look at the ones that are silent. We talked about the ones that had a sound, right? The ones that are silent. When it's preceded at the beginning of the word by a shuruk, this is a shuruk. It's the vav with the dot inside of it. That's a shuruk. It is silent. Uv chol. Uv, not uvechol. Uv chol. Let's look at another one. All of these uz, look at it. They're everywhere. Here's a shuruk. When the shuruk is at the beginning and the shava is directly after it, in the beginning of the word, uk shartam. Uk shartam, not uke shartam. Some people make that mistake. Here's another one. I'm jumping around. Uv lechtecha, not uvelechtecha. I've heard that mistake too. Uvelechtecha. It's not uvelechtecha. It's uv lechtecha. Short. It's silent. I'm sorry, it's silent, not short. It's silent. There's no sound there. Why is it there? I don't know. Ask God. He's the one that made the language. I have no idea. Now, finally, the last one. When you have no indicator at all, or your indicator is too far away, here, it's silent. Silent. Here's an indicator, or here's a cantillation mark, but it's too far away from here. Ve'ahavta, not ve'ahaveta. Ve'ahavta. Let's find another one. That applies to another rule. Here. How is this word said, please? Now, we learned that if there's a shuruk before it, it's silent, right? So it's as if this is not there and doesn't exist. There's no indicator, there's no dot in the resh, there's no line before it, so it's silent. Uk shartam. Let's get rid of this. Look at it again. Uk shartam. Uk shar uk shartam. Uk shartam. Let's look at one more example where it's silent. Uch tav, no indicator, no dot in the middle. Uch tav tam. Uch tav tam. Silent, silent. Okay? Those are the rules for your Shiva. How wonderful, no? Now you know. Now you can pick up a Sidur if you know these rules, and I'm going to put the rules up here so you can take a picture of it. Get ready to take a picture. Get ready to take a picture. Here we go. Oh, let's get this out of the way. Okay, here are your 5 rules. When it's at the beginning of the word, you say it. 2 of the Shavas that come together, the first one is silent and the second one is said. And here's an example of the words. You're going to find them in the Shema everywhere. When you have an indicator, a line or a dot, you say it. I'm just reviewing with you. Now, these are the ones that you say. Sheva na. Terrible script. Okay, Sheva nah, where you don't say it. Number 4 and number 5, when you have a shuruk. Here's an example. When you have a shuruk, then it becomes silent at the beginning of the word. Here's the key, in the beginning of the word. And when you have no indicator, it's silent. Let's erase this. In case you didn't take a picture before, take a picture now. Take the picture. Okay? I want to end this video here because it's a lot to process. And if you review these pointers and if you review these rules often, especially looking at the picture, once you understand it, then the reading of the Torah, forget about the Shema, we're going to review it. But once you don't have me there, the reading of the Torah itself, anywhere in the Torah, or anywhere in the Sidur, is going to become easier. Plus, you'll say your tefillah with confidence. Not only for Hashem, you want to say it with confidence before Hashem. You don't want to feel that you're not saying it correctly. Even Israelis have a hard time. They don't know, not everybody obviously, but many Israelis, that this is their mother tongue. This is their language that they grew up with. These rules they're omitted, they're not taught, they don't learn them, they forget, whatever the case is. And we're not trashing on anybody. This is just something that happens. You'll hear it if you pay close attention and you learn the rules. We don't want to put anybody down for what they don't know. But I want to educate people because I think it's super important when you say tefillah to say it properly and to say it with confidence. All right, we'll see you on the next video where we're actually going to delve into the beginning of the Shema and start learning the Ta'amim. Fun. All right, thanks for being with me.